Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. And today we'll be unboxing a bunch of figures that I picked up on sale from Miniature Market. All these are from the D&D's Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line. And we have Alep and Deathlock, Basilisk and Grell, a human sorcerer, a human cleric, vampire hunters, a human ranger, and a human monk. So with that in mind, let's get cracking and let's open these up and see what we got inside. So we'll start with the, I think we're going to start here with the human clerics first. Human cleric. Wizkids.com/unpainted for more information. So let's crack these bad boys open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Oh. This one's going to be a little tricky on me, so let me get... Again, these figures I use for lots of different purposes, but of course I use them for my Dungeon and Dragon campaign. If I'm doing Pathfinder, whatever I may be using these figures for. So they come with two black bases and two figures. Again, these are human clerics. Nice figure. Nice quality sculpt. That's very cool. That's number one. And then we have cleric number two. Again, they look like female clerics to me, which is very cool. I like to buy female characters because, again, my daughters, I have two children, both of them are daughters. So I like to make sure that I get them something that when they create their own characters, that they, they tend to want to play female characters. So for obvious reasons. So I always, whenever I buy figures, I always try to pick up some ladies for them. The next one we're going to be taking a look at are some vampire hunters. Again, two bases for those. Comes with two figures. Let's take a look at the vampire hunters. Glasses on. Cool. Looks like a sword. It might have looked like a walking stick at one time. Very cool. He got a stake in one hand and that sword in the other. Very cool. And again, we have a female one. They're A prime, so you can just start slapping paint on them and you're good to go. And the box that it came in was to look like that, the Vampire Hunters. And the other one was Human Clerics. Okay. Next one we're going to look at is Alep and Deathlock. Again, it's two figures, so we got two bases. I always like the ones when they're this way. Not sure why, but I always do. Very, very cool. Nice sculpt. Very cool. A little oversized compared to the other ones. And then we have nice skull face. Magic user. Very, very cool. I'm assuming this is Deathlock. And that is Alep. Very cool. have human rangers. Again, 2 bases. Nice scythe, a dagger, bow in the back. Very cool. This one in an action pose, which is even cooler. 2 swords, bow in the back, 2-handed fighter. Very cool. Again, it's always good when you have a group of people that you're going to be role-playing with. It's always good to have lots of different figures so that people have a choice to choose from when they come over. I hate it when you play a game and they're like, oh, I'm going to be this character, and you're using figures and they don't have enough figures to go around for everybody. You know, you need to buy individual figures like this. You know, it's a choice that you make. You could use standees, you can use paper minis, you could use a lot of different things. I've always preferred figures. The only game system that I used standees for is Starfinder for D&D. Since I was playing D&D back when I was 8-10 years old, we always used the old figures that came in boxes for the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. They were made out of lead, and they switched to these, which is really cool. And again, these are the human monks. Again, another female character, which my daughters will love. And by chance we get my wife to actually get involved in one of these games, it'd be fun. She could actually choose various different characters as well. And of course, when we create our own games, which we oftentimes do as well, because we have lots of different rule sets for 28mm war games, we can use these characters for those as well. They don't have to be used, of course, as you know, when you purchase something, you don't have to use it for what it's specifically for. You can use it for anything you want to use it for. So we've been creating our own games, and this way, you know, it also gives them some more choices to, you know, options for when it comes to figures. Then we also have the human sorcerers. Once again. Now, personally, I tend not to use these bases that they come with. I tend to, I have wooden bases that I use for most of my characters. So, and these are sorcerers. Very cool with the flames popping up. Again, spellcasters are always cool and important to have in your parties. Very, very cool. It's a really nice sculpt there. And I feel like these sculpts have come a really long way from where they were back when I first started playing in the 70s and 80s. I think the detail is much nicer now than what was then. You know. Again, are they the greatest miniatures on the planet? No. But they definitely look cool. And once they're painted up, they'll look even better. So there you go. Those are your two human sorcerers. Okay. And in the end, oh, sorry about that. And in the end, the last one we have here is Basilisk and Grell. It's actually Basilisk and Grell. Which is cool, because we need some villains to go with our guy's teeny tiny. I believe that's the basilic. If it's not, well, that's a pretty nasty mold line right there, but you can clean that up. Nice. You got a little guy, and you got the big guy, the Grell. Again, it's a nice sculpt. You never know when you're going to need a bad guy in an adventure. It's always good to have one around. Again, these are all relatively inexpensive, and I got them for, I think they were doing a 50% off sale or 60% off sale. So I got these literally for $3 or $4 a pack. So it was definitely worth getting. I have no regrets. So there you go. So again, from left to right, we have our human clerics, then our human clerics. Then next to that, there are vampire hunters. Then we have Alp and Deathlock. Then we have our human rangers. We have human monks, our human sorcerers. There's our monks, here's our sorcerers. And basilic, and Grell. So that concludes our unboxing video. Again, for all these sets of figures, which we have here, which are based on the Dungeons and Dragons, what's this guy's name? Knoller's Marvelous Miniatures line. That's what these are all from. And again, as always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below. You can also hit the subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time I release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.